How's your heart? Is it strong? Not strong, weak? How about your breathing? How's your breathing? Or your blood circulation? How's that? And what about your weight? I'm hearing it's very excessive. Have you had a lot on your plate? And how's your finances? I'm hearing you broke. It's not looking very good right now, and well, ironically, it's looking like you're going to get evicted shortly, and all your possessions will be repossessed, and you know, posting pictures on social media platforms and pretending life's all rosy is a lie. Social media platforms are just there to feed people with bullshit. Have a nice time. Yeah. Social media platforms. You can just post a picture capturing a single moment in time that casts an illusion that your life is superlative, marvellous, fantastic, you know, just heavenly. But that's just one picture, and it can paint many lies, and everyone can text happy and just say, oh, my life's wonderful, and let's get a picture of us together smiling for the camera. Yeah, but really, behind the scenes, your world's falling apart. You're being exposed for your lies. You're going to get dragged through the courts, and I'm going to get my shit. Okay? So I won't be posting the usual long form video as of tonight. It's just, you know, I've been busy adulting, you know, taking care of business. You know, like how you made the lie and went to court and said that I was incompetent and I was unable to look after myself and that I was very codependent. You know, and you've dragged this through the courts with your bent judge and your bent lawyer, your bent court clerk, your bent police friends and official, so I'm hearing. And, you know, so I've had to do adult things where, you know, I provide for myself, I take care of myself, I cook for myself, I clean for myself. You know, all the things that you said I couldn't do and that I wasn't intelligent and that my IQ was at a very low standard. Well, that was bullshit, wasn't it? You know how you've been trying to paint the picture in the community of how I'm not very bright, I'm not very intelligent, I'm not very humorous. You know, I'm just completely incapable of taking care of my own personal affairs with regards to my mental health, my personal hygiene, my ability to be domesticated, you know, unable to care for someone else, you know, things like that. Like that job that I applied for to become a carer that I was going to be successful with, but, you know, you paid off friends, acquaintances, ex-work colleagues to write bogus reviews of my character to get me to lose that job while spreading lies that I'm incompetent. Well, it's all coming to light. Yeah, so you cost me that job, which would have been very rewarding, being able to care for someone and different people travelling around the country, living in people's houses, being a carer, providing, you know, assistance, as well as being a confidant, a companion, someone to rely on. Yeah, you ruined that for me, all because you're some sad, pathetic nobody who was obsessed with destroying my life, all because I walked away and wanted nothing to do with a fat wench like you who has a lot on a plate. That's how you got to the size you were. Yeah, so you took that from me, so now I'm going to take away your life, all your luxuries. How about that? just bringing it back to this whole court debacle that you've been going backwards and forwards to with your bent judge, and getting someone to impersonate me to make it seem that I am incompetent. And then not only that, you go to extreme lengths to accuse me of being a man whore, a prostitute, a drug dealer, getting an investigation out on me. Only for those investigators, again, I'm like a broken record, to realise that all these claims you've made are actually false, invalid. And so they turned their attention onto you and realised you're the one guilty of all these accusations you've been projecting at me. And now it's your turn to face judgment. It's your turn to face karma. Are you ready for that? I also realise, and I've discovered, that you have conducted upon me a psychological operation. Now, I know you're a part of some secret pedo society, and within that society there are many government officials, police officials, court officials, law officials, solicitors, housing association representatives, and you've had all these resources at your disposal. And obviously within this will that was left to me, it said that as long as I am sound mind and body, that I would be, the reciprocant of the inheritance left to me in that will. And you've went at extreme lengths to do a psychological operation on me, including all those people I've mentioned, as well as ex-military, etc. Actually, this psychological operation involved gang stalking. It involved crooked police constables, as well as officials, corrupt lawyers, many sort of extreme lengths, sort of involving pressure that would cause me to have a severe breakdown, as well as making me homeless, making all those false reports, trying to get us wound up, trying to get us stressed. And then obviously once you got me out of the house and homeless, you were banking on the fact that I would lose hope, lose faith, and just sort of die out there in the streets of starvation, which here we are now, completely backfired and failed, because you were so certain that you knew who I was. You were so certain that because of the backing you had, the resources you had, that you were under a surefire winner, and the emphasis placed on me having a mental breakdown, which would include a smear campaign, many false accusations made, many slanderous claims and defamation of my character, would sort of weaken my mental state and cause me to, go into paranoia, sort of distress, hopelessness, fear, panic, all the kind of things you were banking on, all because you thought you knew who I was. But let's face it, there's almost been an 8-year period now where I've had nothing to do with you, and within that 8 years I've done a lot of self-development. And you also thought if you could buy all of my friends and turn them against me with another pack of lies, you know what I mean, that these so-called friends who knew me a lot better than they knew you, knew that I had nothing to do with you, knew full well that they knew better than the bullshit you were feeding them, but because of jealousy, envy, greed, and just hatred, it seems to be a lot of people that wants to compete with us. They thought, fuck it, how can they lose? Because you'll have, reassured them of the resources, the backing, the people you've got in your back pocket through your blackmailing, that it was, a win-win situation for them, which would earn them a few quid, and hopefully it would destroy my soul, being betrayed by family, friends, and some tranny that I've never actually met in person, who only talked to online. Well, that backfired, didn't it? you know, I'm well aware of the outcomes that you were hoping for, such as either having me homeless, stripped of all my belongings, out on the streets, penniless, homeless, just, you know, sleeping on the streets, hoping that I would eventually just, you know, give in and starve to death. Or failing that, you play on my mental, going around telling everyone that I'm crazy, you know, with your smear campaign, hoping that I would lose my mind. So if that was the case, I'd be put in a mental institution. You would get the will, you would get the, you know, the money to the will. Or, you know, failing that, frame us for some kind of setup and have us locked up in prison so you can enjoy the money. But the thing is though, see, I worked all this out and walked away, and when I walked away, I fucked up your entire plan, and that's how it's backfired. Like I told you that your plans would backfire. That hole that you were digging for me, you would fall into it. You would fall into despair. You know, everything that you hoped for me is happening to you. You've had readings now, many readings, as well as divination and scrying and mirror magic and all these different forms of divination, as well as spell work, looking into my future to see if your magic's working. Am I in pain? Am I suffering? Am I going to die? Only for you to be told that you're arrogant, ignorant individuals who've cursed your own lives, as well as got dark entities attached to you that, you know, through dabbling in dark arts that you know nothing about. Right? They've told you that you go to prison and then you're going to die, whatever order. They've told you all this, and you've sealed your fate and cursed your own destiny, and it's game over. I mean, aside from all that, you've also been boasting in your group chat, you know, the group chat twats, of like how you're going to cast these spells, you're going to make us docile, you're going to project cancer onto us, or make us have an STD, you know, things like that. You've told all these people that this would happen, and then you're sending people out into the field to fucking monitor me and see if anything's happening, and then reporting back to you, phoning you, messaging you, emailing you, video chat, who knows, right? That there's nothing wrong with us, and I'm a picture of health, and my skin's nice and glowing, which just frustrates you and drove you more and more insane. But yet you continue to repeat the same process. And you know, the definition of insanity is to repeat the same process over and over again to expect a different outcome, and that outcome's not going to change. It will always be the same, you fucking nutter. So you've been making all these promises to all these people that this is going to happen, that's going to happen, watch, wait and see, I'll show you, I'm a psychic. Like, this is you telling them that you're a psychic. You're not a psychic. And so they're like, all right, yeah, because they're fucking gullible, they're impressionable, they're naive, they believe fucking any old shit because they're all fucking sponges. They'll soak it all up and fucking, you know, soak it all up, absorb it and process it and shit it back out again. And so, like, yeah, you know, they're like, nothing's happening. Everything that you said would happen hasn't happened. Are you sure you're a psychic? Are you actually sure you know what you're talking about? Or are you just like a fucking bullshit artist? I think you're full of shit. And that's another thing. People are starting to call you out on your bullshit now. And what do you do when you get called out on your bullshit? You go find another group and start telling more fucking lies. I mean, you couldn't lie fucking straight in bed. You're that clueless. Not only you, that you're getting called out on your bullshit. You big fat jabber bastard, yeah. It's the fucking skinny anorexic cunt. You know, I used to post on social media that your life's fucking great when it's like, you know, it's anything but great. It's shit. You've all got fucking illnesses. You've like fucking expanded. That silly Ukrainian cunt's fucking wasting away. You know, you've got So one's bulimic, right? You're bulimic, right? But you just keep forgetting to be sick, and the other cunt's anorexic. And then you'd like, you know, anyone can use a fucking filter and go to a scenic spot and fucking make believe that life's rosy and peachy, but all the while it's fucking crumbling. The foundations are crumbling, and your fucking world's just being torn apart. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is that more and more people are starting to open their eyes and see through the fog, the mist sort of clearing. You know what I mean? The clouds are opening, the sun's shining through, and they're starting to say that you're just full of fucking shit. Nothing you promise, nothing you guarantee ever happens. And like your reputation amongst your fucking fellow pedo minions it's ruined. Your reputation's fucking ruined. You can't follow through on anything that you promise. Nothing's going to happen to us. Everything that you attempt is going to backfire and fail. And I'm aware you're trying to send people towards us like this weekend or sometime this week or this weekend. Well, I'm waiting for them. I'm already aware of that one. So that's going to backfire, you know. And life's just going to keep on getting worse for you. And your karma's just going to keep on intensifying the more you fuck around. So good luck. Then all of that shit that I've just been talking about with you fucking retards, I'm just sort of like out for a bit of a midnight walk. And it's very calm and peaceful. It's not windy. It's very still. It's not that cold either. I suppose spring's approaching. And not this weekend, but the weekend after that, the clocks go forward and the nights get lighter, and I like the light nights. I really do, especially in the UK during the summertime, because it gets light. It stays like light up until about 11 o'clock at its peak, and you can just get out and do more shit. Whereas when it's fucking darker, you know, it's cold, it's miserable. It's not really my cup of tea, but yeah, it's really nice. I'm just enjoying it because I'm not cold at all. But yeah, looks like I've managed to make a bit of a long form. I just need to edit all these fucking shorts up and then, you know, put them together and upload it. One final thing before I go. Yeah, so this psychological operation that you conducted, right, if this is like sort of done through the government, right, if you've signed me up to sort of some sort of government experiment without my consent, I'm going to get a huge fucking payout off the government. And you're going to suffer anyway, because all the fucking money you managed to siphon or scam or fraud through using my identity, you know what I mean? You're going to have to pay all that back. You're going to be in debt to the government for all that fraud you've committed, all that illegal bullshit. Not to mention the finances you've been embezzling at your fucking job, because I believe you're out of a job now. And I think your pedo clubs kicked you out because you're a fucking massive liability. Fucking hell. They just did not see you coming. You're a fucking car crash and you're no good to man, woman or beast. But, you know, celebrate. Just one more thing. This daft cunt that you got to impersonate me when you took them to court, just let this fucking idiot know, right? Or I'll let you know, because you're all stalkers 24/7 on my fucking socials, right? You've been found out, right? You're on CCTV, right? They've got the footage. You know what I mean? They've got the evidence, right? Now, impersonating another person, like such as myself, that is serious jail time. I just hope you know, and that you're mentally prepared for a long sentence in prison. Because if you're fucking dumb enough to rope yourself in with these clueless cunts for a few quid, right, a short-term fucking hit, right, you're going to have a long-term period of fucking agony. This is the final one. And just to clarify, like, all of you who are involved with this fat fucking idiot and a Ukrainian donkey who all accepted cash bribes to, you know, jump on the bandwagon under the false hope of earning wealth and riches, right? You are now all co-conspirators for premeditated murder or attempted murder, right? And you're all going to face jail time. And not only that, you are under investigation. They are tapping your fucking phones, computers, tablets, laptops, right? They are watching you. They know who you are. They know where you are. They know what you're doing. They know what you've done. And pretty soon, they're fucking coming for you. Okay, so this is something else I need to mention. So this docile Ukrainian, whom I've never had any contact with, who I've never spoken to in person, we've never had a face-to-face conversation, don't know this person from fucking Adam, other than who our actual so-called persona is online, what her career used to be, not anymore, that's for sure. So she is now stooped to a new level. Her delusions of grandeur are such that she is now trying to convince people that there is a relationship going on between her and I, and that she is now sending text to herself, right, and showing these messages, this conversation that she's having with herself to other people as proof, right? Well, this is what you do. Call her out on her bullshit, right, and just get her to call us, because she hasn't got my number. I've changed it and I haven't given it to no one. So, after all said and done, this is Nightfly 777 signing off.